around. I'm going to share some gold with you guys about some things that you can be doing and implementing right now in your businesses. But yeah, to kind of like back up a little bit, I've been producing videos for 15 years. I've produced thousands of videos. Currently I work with Clickfunnels and I produce a lot of their video ads. I've produced over 100 episodes of the Funnel Hacker TV show, if you guys have ever seen that on YouTube. And I work directly with Russell and John Parks and the whole marketing team. And it's been a blast. I've learned a crap ton about videos and what causes videos to convert and what causes people to take action on your content. So it's been really cool learning all that stuff, because I started off as just a video guy, 3 years ago. I had been making videos for 12 years, but I didn't really understand the psychology behind what makes a video cause people to click on your thing, to buy your thing, to go to your site, all that stuff. And so the last 3 years I've been really heavily diving into it and learned a ton. And so that's kind of why I'm here. I'm trying to share my knowledge with everybody.
I'm super excited about this because I actually watched the video and training you have done, and I'm super impressed. This is why I wanted you to come here so we can share the same exact knowledge you were sharing with everybody here in my group with my members. I have 4 YouTube channels, and I totally understand you when you say there's so much knowledge that goes into understanding the video, right? So when I started, I kind of knew about videos, but now that I have been doing some time, again, I'm not on your level, but it takes so much time. And once you know something that works, you want to do it again, again, again. So I really am excited about you sharing everything here right now, and tell us, how we can make our ads and our videos, be more appealing to our audience and for them to actually do, action. My son has a cooking channel. He's 8, and we just started with his new channel, which I definitely want to be applying some of the tips you were sharing tonight. So go ahead and share with us some things you wanted.
Cool. So I'll just take it away. I have a little bit of like a slide deck prepared for you guys to kind of follow along. But this is like the big idea that I teach people, is that you don't need an expensive camera or all the equipment to get insanely profitable video ads. A lot of us think that, well, I have to have an expensive camera, I have to buy a bunch of lights, I have to hire a really expensive video editor or a crew or some company in order to get videos that convert really, really well. And it's not true. Even though I'm a video guy and like I have all that stuff in my house, like I have tons of camera equipment and I get paid to do that stuff, you don't need it, especially if you're just a solopreneur or you're an entrepreneur and you have a small business, or even if you have a big business. Like, you don't have to have all this expensive equipment. And there's some marketers that I'll name off who are definitely some people who are doing this and having great success with it. One of them was, of course, Russell Brunson. There's Dean Graciosi, who I saw speak at Funnel Hacking Live last week. Yeah, and he was talking about on stage how his highest converting ad was shot on his smartphone. Then there's Brendan Burchard, who says the same thing. A lot of his stuff, the best converting ads, were on his smartphone. And then there's, of course, Gary Vaynerchuk. He's amazing. And then there's Frank Kern. And that's one of the things that Frank teaches a ton, is like, all you need is your smartphone, because nowadays people are so used to seeing these raw, like, authentic videos that people are putting out on YouTube, whether it's like vlogs or just showing their life or Facebook Lives. We're just used to seeing real life as it unfolds, right? And so a lot of the ads that you see out there, like the Super Bowl commercials and things like that, they're great, but like there's paid actors and actresses, and so you kind of like, your BS meter is kind of high. It's higher than when you're going to it. So oh, okay, well, this might not be, they might not be telling the truth. Or those like paid actors talking about some insurance company and they're like, oh yeah, Progressive changed my life. It's like, you don't buy it, right? So really quick is like what we're going to cover is I just want to share with you guys video ads in general, like making video ads for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. The big players right now are Facebook and Instagram. And you can kind of think of these like channels. Like when we watch TV, when we were, some of us still watch TV, but like when you're channel surfing, that's kind of how social media is. These are just channels. Like some people have their preferred channel. Some people like to watch ESPN. Other people like to watch the Weather Channel. That's how it is with social media. Some people like to watch Facebook, or they like to watch Instagram. And so that's their source of whatever it is to get news or to get, to engage with their friends or whatever it is. And so these are just different channels. That's a good way to think of them. And so this is what I always tell people is like, this is the promised land that you want to get to. This is where you create a video, and then as soon as you're ready, you have this video, this asset, this item, you're ready to hit that blue button that says upload video. Like that's a good place to be. And it doesn't take that much on the back end of Facebook, like to get a Facebook ad up. It doesn't take that much to get to this point and actually start running ads for whatever offer you have out there. If it's, you're selling homes, or you're helping buyers or sellers or whatever it is, that's what I call the promised land. And so I want to teach you guys right now some easy ways to kind of get up to this point where you can actually hit that upload button. So I broke this up into like 3 parts. It shouldn't take more than 15 minutes if you guys are wondering like, oh, how long is this going to take? Like, it's pretty quick. But part 1 is what to talk about in your videos. I get asked that all the time. Number 2, how to shoot your videos. I teach people to shoot them on their smartphones, especially when they're first starting out. Already talked about that. Part 3 is how to edit your video on your smartphone if you want to do it. You don't have to do it on the computer if you don't want. And then a little bit of a bonus about some video conversion hacks and tools and things that I use to help videos convert better. So again, I've produced thousands of videos for companies like Mercedes Benz, Costco, Infusionsoft, Inc. Magazine, and I currently produce video ads and creatives for Clickfunnels. If you guys were at Funnel Hacking Live, if you saw the backdrop that was at Funnel Hacking Live, I produced that too, which is cool. I like to talk about that. It's like where the signs were blinking, and it was in Nashville, Tennessee. So I do graphic stuff too. So here's the overall strategy. This is like what we're used to seeing, right? This is like a 16:9 widescreen video. And so you're scrolling through Facebook or Instagram and you see something like this, and you just see like a video of somebody speaking. You're probably not as likely to click on it as if you saw something like this, where the video is inside of this this wrapper, I like to call it, where there's a headline at the top, there's captions at the bottom, then there's a call to action. So the best way to compare it is like if you go to the bookstore and you see 2 books on the shelf, the book on the left just looks like this. There's no text at all. You're like, I don't know what that book's about. I don't think I want to grab that. But then you see the book on the right, it looks like this. It says like, maybe the headline is a little bit more, enticing. It might say something like, 3 secrets to growing your real estate business, or whatever it is. You're like, oh, that seems interesting. Like, I'm going to stop and check that out. Same thing happens on social media. When your videos have headlines on them, people are more susceptible to stop and click on it. And so with like our attention span nowadays, like I think we have like 3-second attention spans in our current generation. It's like less than a goldfish. And so, yeah, you don't have a lot of time to get somebody's attention. Like, you don't even have barely a second. Okay. So square videos are the bee's knees online right now. Like, if you guys aren't doing this, you're totally you're missing out on a huge opportunity. All right. So, if I was to basically move this out of the way, like I'm just dragging it, but this is basically, you have that thing behind it, and then you have this right on top. There's different ways to do it. It doesn't have to be red. I mean, you can make it black. You can put different images back there, whatever. But I'm going to share with you guys later a really quick app that you can use to actually do this stuff for you. Really simple.
I actually love it. This is my colors, and I'm very visual, so I'll totally stop to see what is about. So I love it.
Yeah, cool. So what do you talk about in your video? That's something that stops people a lot too. Is like, I own a business, but I don't know what to talk about. So first of all, there's 2 types of video ads. One is pre-targeting, the other is retargeting. That's kind of what I like to call it. Pre-targeting is basically where you're dropping value on somebody. And so when you're running ads on Facebook, if you just throw out an ad on Facebook and just expect everyone to buy your thing, it doesn't work as well as if you do it this way. You do what's called a pre-targeting ad, and it's just basically you're just talking on camera and you're dropping value. You're teaching somebody something, right? You're like, oh, these are 3 things that you might want to start doing if you want to grow your business, or whatever the 3 tips or tricks or strategies that you have. You make a video about that, and your only goal is to just get video views for your ads. So Facebook will track those for you. So if somebody stops and watches your video for at least 3 seconds, it basically captures their information. And so now it's kind of like you got their email address. And they don't even have to click on your video. If they just scroll their phone and they stop on their phone and they look at your video for at least 3 seconds, you just captured that person's info, and now they're in your audience. So that's just a value-driven video where you're not asking them to do anything. You're not asking them to click on anything. You're just giving them value, right? And then there is the retargeting video, which is basically a second video where you retarget all the other people who watched your video for 3 seconds. And so this is a little bit more, CTA stands for call to action, whereas there's a little bit more, you want people to do something, to click on something, to like, to do something, right? And so you can still drop value in that video, but this is an opportunity to ask them to do something. But they're more susceptible to actually taking action because you've already built rapport with them. You've built credibility and you've proven yourself as the authority in the space that you're in, because your previous video, you shared something valuable. And so now you're like, hey, well, by the way, I shared that one thing in this video with another video, but now if you guys want to learn more, click this link and go here. Okay. So like, what are some pre-targeting topics, like value-based videos that you can do? These are just some examples that I have that I just threw in. But it could be like, 3 tips to creating a successful Facebook ad campaign, maybe if you're a Facebook person, or 3 tips to selling your home. You guys focus on a lot of real estate stuff in this group, right? Or is it?
So I actually do, because I do Facebook ads for real estate agents. And what you are saying right now is I'm very familiar, because it's exactly lead with the value and then retarget. And the way how to dominate your market, especially for real estate agents in the local area, is just to go with ads, with video ads, showing up consistently, and it's just the way how to grow pipeline. So I love what you're saying here. I do Facebook ads, and this group is conference goers, organizers, speakers, people that actually had their businesses and agencies, and most of them actually run videos and help their clients to build their business. So this is
okay, cool. I just want to make sure it's resonating with the topics that I'm talking about. Cool. And then, even you could be in whatever niche you're in, but it's just like basically just, I think you get the point, just providing value in some way, like coming up with 3 things. Like it might seem simple to you, but like your audience or your people watching the video will find it extremely valuable if you just give them, 3 tips, 2 tips, or whatever it is. All right, so those are the topics. And then the retargeting is like a few examples. Maybe you're selling like a video sales letter, a webinar, maybe you have a promo video, a product demo, or maybe you have a testimonial video from one of your happy clients. Totally, you can run that ads with that. Or you have some sort of a presentation that you've made. Put that up on Facebook and use it as a retargeting ad. Okay, and then I already talked about this. The video ad shows to viewers who watch your pre-targeting ad. You can set it to 3 or 10 seconds depending on what you want on Facebook. I usually do 3 because then you can retarget more people later. And so how do I shoot my video? Well, it's actually easier than you think. You don't have to have a tripod if you don't want, even though there's a picture of a tripod in this one, but you could hold your phone horizontally. And the reason why is because most of the use cases it's just easier to shoot your video horizontally, so you can put it into that square frame later. But you can shoot it vertically if you want, like if you're doing Instagram stories, because those are vertical, or Snapchat, those are vertical. But if you're doing a video for Facebook to run ads, it's usually whatever it is, just the statistics show that the square videos with the headlines on them, they do better than all the other formats. I don't know what it is, but that's just a good knowledge to have there. But and then if you're creating like a square video for Instagram, the newsfeed Instagram, shoot it horizontally, put your headline on there, and then put it up to your Instagram, run ads to it if you want. So, and then like, shooting outside is totally fine. You don't need a bunch of lights. Like you don't have to have all this crazy equipment. I'm a video guy and I do videos like this all the time, even for my Facebook group. I'm just recording stuff on my phone and I'm wherever I am. It doesn't matter if I'm in my car, if I'm on the side of my house or whatever, just record your video. Just make sure, the lighting looks decent. If you're in the shade, it's usually going to look fine. If you want to buy some lights, you can. This is the light kit that I recommend, but you don't have to. And then there's this teleprompter app, which I don't know why they call it, they should come up with a better name, because if you search for
it's so obvious what it is.
Yeah, if you search for teleprompter app on the App Store, you get all these apps. But look for this icon. That's the one you want to look for. And the reason why this app is cool is because the script that you can type in it'll actually scroll next to your camera. So you can basically copy, paste your script into the app. If you're somebody who doesn't, you don't memorize things well, or you don't know what to say, like use this app because you can sit there. It scrolls the text right next to your camera. And so the audience can't tell that you're reading your script. So it's a brilliant app. I love it. And if you turn your camera sideways, it'll still scroll next to the camera. So it depends on how your orientation is. Great app. Love it. And then how to edit your videos. On my computer, I use Adobe Premiere. I use it all the time. Love that program. If you're on a Mac and you want to use, there's Final Cut Pro X, actually it's called. You can use that. But if you don't want to get crazy and edit on your computer, totally fine. I mean, you can edit on iMovie on your smartphone. Excuse me. Or you could edit on Adobe Premiere Clip or Power Director. KineMaster. And then there's another one called InShot, which is actually good. I should put it on the list here. And I'll get to it later. Let me just type that in for everybody right now.
I love InShot. I actually use myself. It's very easy. You can just make it quick, put together stories and just put them in an InShot. It just really makes a nice story. And I actually use it for TikTok. So it's kind of like interesting to add everything together, and I love it. I love it, InShot.
Yeah, it's an amazing app. Like it's brilliant. You can do everything that I'm teaching you right here. You can do it all in that app. You can record your video, bring it in there, type your headline at the top. I'll just skip to it now since we're talking about it, but you can kind of see like you bring in your video. There's not an example on this one, but you can basically make this video right here all on InShot. And it's super easy to do. And then they have like the cool little emoji things that you can bring on. They're like animated emojis, like that little fire icon right there on the second picture. Like that thing kind of it like pulsates and stuff. Cool. Yeah, it's such a cool app. So if you guys don't have it, definitely get it. And then
everybody can learn actually to do this. Everybody is so scared. I don't know how to do videos because I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to edit, just to let you know, but I make a lot of videos and they're not at top-notch quality. I do have my editor when I need the different quality. That's something that goes on YouTube. But for Facebook or, Instagram or, all my son's pages, I use, phone and InShot and everything we just mentioned. It's so easy to use.
It really is. I mean, the hardest thing that you'll experience is really just like talking on camera and like recording your content. Like that's the hardest part. Like doing all this other editing stuff and like putting it in the app is like, that's the easy part. It's so easy to do nowadays. And then there's Veemly, which is really cool because you can actually add the little progress bars, which is like, when you're watching a video on YouTube, it has the progress bar. It shows how much longer you have to watch the video. Well, on Instagram, as you know, when you watch a video on Instagram, there is no progress bars. So the audience doesn't know how long this video is going to take. You can add that little progress bar on this app. And you can also add captions, which is cool. So if you record a video of yourself talking, sorry, go ahead.
I actually, I saw that you were talking about this and I really am going to try this. I'm very curious about this app. I haven't tried, but looks very cool. So I definitely will try it.
Yeah, a friend of mine uses it for his real estate. He flips homes and he has a course on flipping homes and he like uses it all the time. He'll record himself talking and then he'll upload that video to rev.com, like revving your engine, R-E-V.
Yes.
And then they'll send him back a transcript and then he'll open it in his email and then he'll copy paste the text into this app and then it adds captions right at the bottom of your video. It's perfectly timed out. It's insane. So captions, by the way, are super important because 85% of people will watch your content on Facebook and other platforms with no sound. That's just the way it is. People don't always want to listen to what you're saying, but they'll look at what you're saying. So if you have captions, they'll stop and watch your content because they'll still be able to digest your message. So
I love this. This is so important. Also, I wanted to mention, you mentioned Rev. I use Rev. I also use Temi. Temi is their other brand, and it's cheaper. So when you need something like a minute videos or something like that, you just need to sometimes, if you for me, I have accent, so they don't really pick up on everything. But when my son talks, the older one, then I can really use it quickly for all kinds of things. And I totally agree with you saying. Totally, we see more views when we use caption versus no caption.
Yep, totally, exactly. It just causes people to like be able to read what you're saying. Plus there's some people who they'll listen to your video and they'll read it at the same time. Like there's different types of learners. People they're visual learners. And then there's people who like to actually, I don't know, what do you call it? Like auditory and then like kinesthetic, and there's different types of learners, but it's good when you can reach, all those, you can kind of reach both of those senses or whatever.
Yep.
So, and then there's a thing about writing headlines, which is really important because not knowing what to say on your headline at the top can be tough sometimes. And so this is a good guideline for you. It'll show you this article right here. It'll tell you what are the highest converting headlines. So if you just go to Google, because you probably can't click this link right now, but just go to Google and type in BuzzSumo and then most shared headlines, and you'll find this article right at the top. Really, really helpful. Scroll down. There's like a whole chart that shows you the highest converting headlines. Like it'll show you the buzzwords that you can use, like, how, I forget what it says. It says like, I wonder if I should go there now just so you guys can kind of see, but,
yeah, so guys, just next time he comes back, takes a screenshot, and I will actually find these links and post it once we are done, so you guys can go easily and click on it.
Well, like this is the top one. Starting a headline off with or using the words "will make you" in your headline somewhere. So you could say like, "This video will make you cringe," or like, the second one, like, "This is why most homeowners, never sell their homes," or whatever it is, you know what I mean? So use those buzzwords in your stuff, and it helps conversions. And then this is something that's important too, which is the Facebook thumbnail checker, which Facebook will deny your ad if it has too much text in it. So if you upload your thumbnail to this thumbnail checker, if you can't find this link, just Google it, type in Facebook thumbnail checker, it'll take you there, and upload your thumbnail to Facebook, and it'll tell you if it's going to approve your ad or not. And so a lot of people, they don't know that. Like they'll just upload their ad and they'll expect it to just perform well, but it's getting penalized because there's too much text in the ad or in the thumbnail. So make sure your thumbnail passes the test. If you have to like go into Canva or Photoshop or whatever and adjust it somehow to make the text smaller in there, like do that. But that's why it's not approved or not getting approved is because your text is too heavy.
Yeah, definitely got to take a screenshot of this. This is really, really good stuff.
Yeah. And then I talked about progress bars. Captions are huge. Rev.com, there's the website for that. And then Slidely right here is a really cool service that you can use if you don't want to appear in your ads. If you're somebody who doesn't want to be on camera, like totally fine. You can download these videos from this service and create a whole ad on their little site. And they have some really, really cool videos, like just weird videos that are just strange, like an overweight guy dancing in a tutu, or like a person getting hit in the face with a snowball, just weird things that cause people to want to like stop and watch, So it's a really cool service. I use that with Clickfunnels. We did an ad campaign for 10x Secrets, and I used Slidely for that, and it converted really, really well, and they made $1 million, and I was like, sweet. So that works.
Yep. I love it. I watch most of your ads probably because I'm always curious, like what Clickfunnels is doing. So something similar.
I'm sure you have.
Yes.
So is it okay if I share something that I have to, sort of an offer that I put together for your people?
Absolutely. I actually wanted to share because I know so many people will love this and take advantage of it because I look into it. It's a very, very good offer.
Cool. Thank you. So this is the site. It's videoadbootcamp.com. And I'm going into more detail into each of the elements that I shared with you guys in this bootcamp. And we are actually in the launch of it right now. So we're closing the card on March 7th at midnight, which is what's today. So that'll be Friday at midnight. And so, or no, is that Thursday? Thursday. So, so yeah, it's basically teaching every step by step, everything that somebody would need to know to start, to script, doing all the way from script writing to shooting your video, to editing it, to like how to add the captions. Like, how do you do that? How do you order the captions? Like, how do you write your winning headlines? How do you like put the whole video together? How do you do all this stuff step by step? And it's just cool because people get access to me. Like there's a private Facebook group, and if you want to ask me questions, if you want to share your video in there and say, hey, what do you think of this? Or if you want to message me privately. But it's priced at $497, but there's a promo code that you can enter in and get $200 off. So it ends up being $297. So just type in Video Boss for the promo code. And it's seriously like, no joke, like this is the only time it's going to be $297 right now. Like it's never going to be this cheap again. So it's going to go up.
We get to learn from you, and you make amazing ads, amazing videos for high-level companies, and you have like a high-level clients. So this is amazing opportunity, guys, for you to look into this because to learn from him, to how he sets up ads takes you so much time, so many hours. You know, you will have to buy so many different programs to actually learn all of these things together and put together. So this is a great offer. Thank you so much for checking this out.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me on and letting me teach this stuff. I love teaching it. I love helping out. And it's just something that I've been doing since like 2004. I've been creating videos, and it's been a blast. I've done TV shows and web TV shows, and I've worked with some amazing companies, and it's been cool learning like the psychology behind what causes people to actually click on your ads on Facebook and Instagram and all the other platforms. So yeah.
I love it. And we know the video is not going anywhere because video is just even getting more and more. People want to watch video more. Now you need to learn, you know, how long should be the video, what do you need to say first, how should you present it, you know, how many times you need to show up in front of somebody. So video is not going away. It's not something that, you know, you don't have to have if you have a business. It's more how long it will take you to figure this out and how many people have to hire for this. So I think the things that you just share with us, I think it's pretty easy for, you know, everybody to start right now with video. Just take your phone, just go to InShot and, you know, create something, post on Facebook, and that's it. So, but just want to tell, because I know somebody was asking me, and it's not the first time they asked me this, you know, when we are doing retargeting, you know, guys, make sure you post this on your business page, right? Because on your personal page, we cannot run ads. So that's something that, you know, me and you, we know because we run ads, right? But so many people that haven't tried ads yet, they, you know, might need to know about it. This video has to be placed on your personal page, on your business page, and then go from there. I know you're thinking like, yes, but then we have some people that haven't run ads, and it's something that they want to try this year because obviously ads and videos, this isn't going anywhere. So this is going to be more and more popular as more people posting videos. You definitely want to learn some ways how we can stand out and do it better, right? And will you be like updating this program as it goes? And is this you know you're like a hands-on all the time here, or adding stuff as you learn and things like that?
Yeah, it's going to be evolving as I go. I have the core modules and everything laid out and how it's going to go. But I think, you know, once people go through it and they have feedback, of course, I'm going to be able to implement that feedback and start creating more lessons inside to kind of fill the holes. It's kind of like the analogy of like you fill a jar with golf balls and then you fill it with sand and then you fill it with water. Like that's how the course it's going to go. So we have, you know, a bunch of people in there now, and everyone's consuming and asking questions and stuff. And so it's been really cool. And as people give me feedback, I'm going to be implementing. But yeah, that's my new home right now. It's where I live. I really want to grow this thing because I love helping people make videos. I feel like a lot of people just think that it's overwhelming and they don't want to like take the next step to do it. And I just want to help people kind of get over that hump to start creating videos. So
I love it. Thank you so much, Kevin. This was amazing. I love what you shared here. Thank you so much for coming here to this group and share with us. I really appreciate that. Is there anything else you want to say for the end? You guys definitely go to this link and check it out, his offer. Is there anything else you want to say at the end when it comes to videos? You know, people that think like, oh, I don't need video or something like that.
Yeah, I think that some people might think that they're scared of being on video. And I'm not saying that you have to, like you might be watching this, you're like, oh, I'm not going to be on video. That's not going to be me. And if you don't want to go on video, like that's okay. There's other ways around it. So that way I show in the course, like how to actually download content offline, like stock footage, and you want to pull stuff off of YouTube or Maybe you want to have someone else be your like attractive character person to talk about your offer or whatever it is. But if you are somebody that doesn't want to be on camera, I've coached people on this, and I just tell them to start recording videos on your phone and don't show them to anybody. Like, even if you have to delete them or put them in the deep, dark vault on your phone, like record a bunch of videos of yourself talking and just practice, and just don't show them to anybody. And then finally on the 10th or the 20th video, you're going to be like, oh, that's actually not too bad. I think I might want to show that to somebody. And you create a video, of a meme video out of it with the headline, put it up on Instagram and see how the response is. Or if you're terrified of going live on Facebook, I mean, create a Facebook group and have no one in it but you, and just go live and do it and like practice what it's like to be on camera, what it's like to hit that live button. Because there's a lot of anxiety behind hitting that go live button for the first time. And so that's the thing that I coach people on is that. And then of course, like 10xing your energy, you got to have a lot of energy on camera. You have to really, you have to exude a lot of confidence and energy, because in real life, if you talk the way you do in real life when you're sitting across from somebody in a meeting, it's a little bit more monotone and toned down. But when you're on video, like next time you're watching like Dancing with the Stars or something, like pay attention to their energy, and you'll notice, you'll pick up on it, and you'll go, oh yeah, that's true. He does have a lot of energy, and they're doing that on purpose, like, because they're trained. So you gotta practice that. So.
Or just watch Russell Brunson, because every time I watch him, I feel like, oh, I had to do something. He just gives me that anxiety, or like there's like a not anxiety in a bad way, but like a energy. So I always remember that, and it always takes you back to that. I am a lot in front of the camera, but then when I took break because I was recording, I was behind the camera. Then when I need to go back in front of camera, again, it took me time. I was just like redoing it. I need time to practice. So every time, if you make a break, if you're gonna go back to it, you will need time to adjust. So and if you're a first timer, just give it a try a few times. Fail fast and move forward. So I totally agree with that. So thank you so much again. I really appreciate you sharing everything with us, and I'm very excited about this. That you are giving opportunity to people to learn from you, because now that you have learned all this new stuff, now you are sharing with everybody. It's a big deal, because not everybody wants to share how they do their business with their clients and things like that. So thank you so much for that, Kevin. I will see you around, and everybody here who watched, please go ahead and comment in the comments, and maybe can come back and answer questions that you might have.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Shania. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. I'll see you around.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.